Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Criterion Connection. I'm Wade,
And I'm Scott, filling in for Joe.
and we're doing an interesting one.
Yeah.
It's kind of a crossover between two companies. There's Criterion Collection. They did a release of WALL-E, 2008's WALL-E from Disney and Pixar, or Disney Pixar, and it's a movie about a robot named WALL-E.
Yes.
Who's on Earth, and he's the last trash compacting robot in the world, and he's got
On our world.
Yes.
Because as we see later on in the movie, there are more.
On Earth. And he's got a cockroach friend, and yeah. And then Eve, or he calls it Eva, but
he says Eva throughout the whole movie, but even in the movie, through the subtitles, and when he carves their name in the thing, he writes Eve, so her name is Eve, even though he says Eva.
And they don't know why she is named Eve. Or they are named Eve because, robots are gender neutral usually.
Adam and Eve.
Exactly.
Hey, I understood subtext.
Yeah, apparently the director was like, WALL-E is like, this is what Adam was before Eve was created.
Dumb.
And then you find Eve and and Eve is kind of a scavenger, kind of like a research scavenging kind of robot that gets plant life, and that's where the story unfolds.
Right, and that's the kind of thing, because while she's on Earth, she's clearly trying to find what she's looking. Now she knows what she's looking for. We don't, and it's not until WALL-E presents her with the boot that has the plant in it. That's when he figures out what she's looking for, and there's this really cute moment. So after she gets the plant, she kind of goes into this stasis kind of mode where she's just
Like a rust mode.
Yeah, she's just there, frozen almost. And so while she's like that, WALL-E kind of uses this as his opportunity to date her and protect, but mostly to protect her. They show him keeping her dry in the rain and protecting her from lightning and
real cute stuff.
A lot of other stuff. It's really cute. It's really well done, and it plays into later on in the movie when she learns that he's done these things.
Yes. And basically it's WALL-E in this little scrapyard world, right. And they go into I forget what the spaceship's called, but they go into a spaceship that basically
the Axiom?
Axiom, that's it. That carries basically the remaining human race. Or maybe some of the human race.
Considering that in the movie, what led to Earth being the way it is was 700 years ago, I assume this is the generations later.
Yeah.
So what you have essentially on the Axiom is you have generations of people who were raised to not do anything from the time they're born till the time they die.
I believe the year is 2805 or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I think you're right. And so basically they're just big adult baby people. You see the babies, they're in little versions of the seats that they're in. The adults are in these seats. They don't have to do anything. Everything comes to them, and all the food is in a cup.
It's a comical, but also very sad because that could actually happen.
It's funny. It's one of those things where it's funny till you think about it.
Yeah.
And there are moments in the movie where you can see how sad it is, but immediately when you see it, you're it's kind of funny, but then it gets really sad when you think about it.
Because it has that one guy talking to the other guy through the screen, and the guy's actually sitting next to him.
Yes.
And then they're doing that, and then you're like, oh, that's kind of sad when you think about it. And it's an interesting thing where you have WALL-E and we're going to call her Eva. Because that's what he says,
right?
Or they say. People think robots are gender neutral, but I
say it's Eva based on what he says. I don't care. I don't care what one carving and subtitles says.
Yes. So Eva and WALL-E have a somewhat human connection, but the humans have a virtual connection.
Yes.
Or a robot connection through technology. While Eva and WALL-E are kind of more. They have the physical memory, the kind of ideas, they hold hands, or they're doing this, or they're doing these activities. It's weird.
It's like the artificial creatures have a more organic relationship, whereas the organic people have a very mechanical,
Yeah.
robotic relationship, which is crazy because they're total opposite. But
Yeah.
this actually works.
Yeah.
Normally, that joke is to make fun, but in this case, it actually works. One thing I will say about this movie is with its message, I think the message, while a good message, and I don't think it's done poorly. I do think it's a little on the nose,
little heavy-handed,
heavier hands than the people in the little chairs. But I do think it's a little heavy-handed. I do think there's a little there's not a lot of nuance.
Keep in mind, this is a kids movie too.
Yes, but considering it's Pixar also, and Pixar's kind of like known for being able to do that. Like, I don't think just because it's a kids movie you can't have subtlety.
Yeah, I don't think kids care about consumerism and the overindulgence of nostalgia and the erosion of the earth.
Well, that's where
and how humans just destroy the planet.
But that's why you got cute little Wally and his friends.
Yes.
For those people. But, you know, and it's really a story about the relationship we have with technology. It's definitely not just it. There were a couple things about this movie that as I'm watching it, it came out in 2008, that here we are in, as of this recording, the year of our Lord, 2022. And you've got a billionaire in the form of Fred Willard's character, who seemed to just really, really, really want to send people into space. Sound familiar?
He also bought a social media network, probably, you know.
And then once he has his company, he doesn't know what to do with it, and he fails. Sound like somebody we all know. A company where, you know,
Ted Turner.
A company, he has his company, big, by and large, which is basically your conglomerate of everything. Sound like anybody we know. I don't want to outright say it, but I think you can see where I'm going with this movie from 2008 compared to 2022. Okay, I think you get where I'm going with that.
You're referencing a specific billionaire, which we're not going to reference because I don't want to give him any clout.
The second one, I could also be referring to another billionaire who I'm not going to mention because I don't want to give them clout.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this could be any billionaire, any company, everything.
True.
It's the idea of consumerism and capitalism and ideas, stuff like that.
Right.
So, yeah. I mean, this movie was cute at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it was about robots caring for each other. And, yeah, and there's also, I don't know if you saw it, but also on the Disney, we both watched on Disney Plus, I'm assuming.
Yes.
The 4K version of this is amazing looking. Holy crap, looks amazing.
Is that the Disney Plus version?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It looks so good. There's also a short called Burn E.
Was that on the
It's on the app. It's on the app. It's only 8 minutes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's
I didn't
cute
know about that.
and fun.
I'll check that out.
But I know that you were talking about this, and there's something you didn't like about it that I'm okay with, and I kind of have an idea on why they did it, is the use of real life.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. It's just I found it very jarring, especially considering like it'd be one thing if like it was just robots and there were no like 3D animated people. I wouldn't find it so jarring. I would still be like, that's a little weird for a Pixar movie. But like the fact that you've got cartoon people and you have real people, it was weird to me. It's one of those things where it was just something that kind of like I wasn't a big fan.
I think I understand why they did it though. I think they did it because it was the idea of referencing the past. The past used like real characters, real people. And in this lazy, technology-driven time period, it's CGI heavy. It's heavy on reliance on computers and not the real authentic stuff that you see from the past, like the dancing thing that in the videotape.
And this guy said the thing I said earlier was too much for a kids movie. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But do you believe this guy?
It's also like a simple story of like rags to riches kind of thing. Like it's a classic Disney tale of like the I'll use the term from Aladdin, the street rat and the princess, the Beauty and the Beast idea of like, here's Wally who is just dirt and he's built off different parts of things.
Right.
Um, and then you have Eva, who is sleek, and just like great technology,
Top of the line.
top of the line. And you have this connection of the two characters that are like, and also the idea of Wally in the beginning is like, what's his purpose? And his purpose is to regurgitate trash and compile trash and compact trash. But Eva teaches him like to be like finer than that. You know, your purpose is not just to regurgitate trash and recycle it.
It's ironic coming from Disney these days,
yes.
but
like that's what it's about, and it's a really good story. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of teared up when his like his near the end where you're like, oh no, what happened to Wally? And then like Wally has, because of the organic touch and the organic relationship, he kind of snaps out of it, and it becomes really very nice, and
the roles get reversed too, because like at the beginning it was him trying to woo Eva. Now she's trying to woo Wally.
And also, woo Wally.
Woo Wally!
So
good golly, woo Wally.
And then there's also something of like the humans overcoming their addiction to technology.
Yes.
And so it wasn't just about Wally and Eva, it was about Jeff Garland.
And not only that,
the captain.
And not just that, but like really like reacquiring their zest for life itself.
Yes.
Not just being alive, but actually, living it and, doing your own thing. And
physical interaction.
And also...
human interaction.
And also growing pizza plants.
Yes. Human interaction, because imagine if this is 2805, you'd be way over there. No, you would be over here, but we would be like recording, like, like...
We'd be doing like split screen stuff.
We'll be doing it on Skype, but you'll be right there and I'll be right here,
Oh, God, it'll be like COVID all over again.
Yes.
We don't want that.
Except we were in different houses then.
Yes.
But we weren't like right next to each other. But overall, would you recommend this film to the general audience?
I would. I think this is definitely digestible this is one of those movies that it has like, for a Disney movie, it's got somewhat of a more high concept kind of thing that I think is digestible for the younger set and the older set. There's stuff that the kids will really enjoy. There's stuff that the adults can get out of it. And of course, that whole thing of once you get older, some of those things that maybe were lost on you or maybe you didn't understand as a kid, you'll understand. I don't think this is really going to be too many people's favorite movie, like favorite Pixar movie or Disney movie. There's a reason why I haven't seen this movie since it came out in theaters in 2008. It's not that it's bad. It's just not... It's not one of those movies...
It's not Toy Story for you.
No, it's not even that. It's just one of those movies that you dust off every once in a while with like a reason to. It's not, you're just like, you know what, I think I want to watch Wall-E. It's like you watch it, in like in this case, you watch it because, oh, hey, let's review it. It's on Criterion. Or someone may say, hey, I haven't seen Wall-E in a while. You want to watch it? Put it on. It's fine. Again, it's probably going to be a while till I watch it again. But it's also one of those movies that, like, you're glad you saw it once. You can have there's some fun moments, some stuff that'll make you think, make you wonder. Like I said, little too over the head with the subject matter and the message. But by that same token, I think I don't think they hit you too much over the head. Maybe instead of the necessary 3 hits, maybe they give you a 4th. But I think this is definitely worth a watch. And like I said, it's a movie that I think anybody can get something out of.
I'm a little more favorable than you, I think. I can't say that I'm going to rewatch Wall-E because I don't really rewatch Pixar movies much. If it's on, I'll watch it. I never I gotta put in that movie.
I've watched Coco a lot. So I said I've seen Coco a lot.
I know.
That's one of the few.
I watched Coco twice, and it's usually just like, oh, I'll put it on and watch it. And Wall-E is definitely, I think, back in 2008, I think the CGI was next level back then.
This movie looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks
and
amazing.
even back in the theater when I saw it, it looked great.
It's got a lot of layers to it. Unlike, a lot of, not saying a lot of other Pixar movies aren't, but I don't think Onward had as much layers as Wall-E did. Do you remember Onward? I saw in the theater.
I didn't see that one.
I saw in the theater. I don't remember much from it. I know it's 2 brothers. It's just called 2 brothers. So I would definitely recommend it. I think you just watch it with the if you have kids, watch it with the kids. If you don't have kids, you can still enjoy it if just you're with anyone or just by yourself. You may get some feels because it's a Pixar movie. You're probably not going to cry as much as the 10
this
minutes
one
of Up, but
yeah, this one is still kind of emotional. But this is one of those if the Pixar cry fest are a little too much for you, this might be the one for you.
Yes. So that's our thoughts on WALL-E. Let us know in the comments below what you think about WALL-E. Let us know what's another Disney movie you think should be on the Criterion collection. Bug's Life. Bug's Life is Pixar, right? Or am I thinking Ants?
No, you're right.
Okay, Bug's Life is on there. Ants is a different thing. Maybe Ants should be on Criterion. Screw it.
I mean, it's got Woody Allen and Sylvester Stallone in it.
If this movie had Jeff Garlin in it, then I guess you gotta get higher than that. Though Susie wasn't there. Susie was not. And Larry David was not in this film.
Oh my god, we need a Pixar movie with Larry David's stat.
Curb your WALL-E enthusiasm. There you go. I tried it. It didn't work. So, like, subscribe, and share. Please do not unsubscribe after that terrible joke. And follow us on Instagram, Condish Productions. And until next time, I'm Wade.
And I'm Scott.
And we'll see you later.
Put Coco on Criterion, you cowards.
Ants.